Alright, this should be the final installment of our bumper build. So, if you've been following along or watching them, you know, we're to the point now where we have the winch plate and long bumper tabs welded together. That was our base. Then we added these side plates to kind of mimic that one that we're going after. And then I cut these bars in the beginning to go on the sides here, but as I looked at the photo, again, that's not how the bumper is. The bumper is one bar that goes from corner to the bottom and then back up to the other corner. So we got to cut another piece. The way I take these measurements is super easy. Just take your mini tape measure, and then you'll measure with the kind of the shape of the bumper. You know, we kind of give it a little kick out, and then I'll add 10 centimeters to whatever I got. So I got like 19, so I'm going to cut a piece 20 centimeters, and then we'll get it marked up and bent. Alright, so got my piece cut, marked the center. I also marked the center again of the bumper. So we're going to line up those marks, and then I'm going to make another mark at the furthest, or the first bend here, out here, and out here. So I'm going to stack these up, line up the center marks, and then just do a little mark, just so I have a reference for the bends. So we're going to bend those up at both sides, and then it's going to kind of mirror it on the bottom. Alright, so I even measured one end and compared it to the other to make sure it was right, because I was kind of standing over it and trying to eyeball it. And it was off. So I unmarked the wrong side, and then I made them even so they're the same distance. Since we know where the center mark is, and these are the same distance, everything should be symmetrical. One of the things I like about this bender, from it's in a tools we use section on our website, is it has these hard stops, and as you move the hard stop throughout the device here, when you pull it, it's it. So yes, you can counter for bend back and stuff, but as long as you hit the same bend, the same mark every time, you're gonna have nice consistent bends. So there it is. I do like that clamp. We'll get it lined up and check it out. Alright, so we got our piece bent up. Actually went a little bit steeper on the angles. And as I'm setting it up on the bumper, I'm noticing that the bottom sticks out a little bit. So I'm going to trim back these tabs a little bit. I'm going to notch it and try to get this lower tube flush with the top tube. Sometimes you have to use all of the clamps to hold it in place. So I think I've got it where I want it. Throw a little tack on here. And then measure everything and make sure it's right. Alright, so I got it tacked up. And I've measured again. Just a triple check. Measure the gap on both sides to compare. And it looks to be the same. Actually, this side's a little bit high, so I gotta push that up a little bit when I tack that side. But that is it. This is the last bar piece, and then do a little sheet metal work to close it in, and then I'll cut a hole for the fair lead. Alright, got it all set up, nice, it's still a little bit warm. I think I like it, I like how it looks, but what I am noticing, I'm gonna have to trim the bumper back a little bit right there on the end, right there. So I'm gonna cut that about in half of what it is, so it stops between the fender and the side marker, and then we will be good. Yes, I know these are goofy, but you don't want to get any kind of spatter on fresh tires. So, all right, I'm gonna make a paper template for it. I like to use a very plentiful and free cardboard stock. So let's look at that and start making the template here. So this is just kind of be a rough template. Trim it down, then trim it again. Alright, so we got the template made here. It's nice and close. And I transferred this to some 22 gauge sheet metal. As you can see, it came out nice and potato chippy. I just cut it with some shears So I'm going to flatten this out a bit and then get it set up on here. Alright, so got our piece nice and straightened out and symmetrical. Once again, mark the center of our piece and the center of our bumper, and we're going to get everything nice and lined up. And I'm still deciding how I'm going to attach it. I might braze this because it's so thin. It'll be easy to blow a hole in it with the MIG. So, yep, that's where we're going to end this week's next tip Tuesday. A little more progress, adding this lower bar onto our scale replica bumper with the winch on there. So, yep, there we go. Thanks for watching.